Hi, it's Terry Vanover with Choosing to Rise. So I want to welcome you tonight. Our topic is dealing with the ex. I've got some resources for you. I've got a conversation on if you're struggling with dealing with the stress, if you've got a high conflict ex, and you want to know how to work with that ex. You've got a divorce and you need to kind of navigate that process. I've got some tips for you. So I am a divorce coach, and I help you to overcome the overwhelm. I help you to develop strategies to get through your divorce, provide you with resources and co-parenting strategies, and I help you to develop clear and compelling goals to transition confidently into that next phase of your life. And I'm here to support you through your divorce. So reach out to me if you're needing support, if you're needing individualized coaching, and you want to get through this process, saving time, saving money, saving your sanity, reach out to me. And so tonight we're talking about dealing with the ex and some strategies for getting through. Maybe you have an ex who's maybe more high conflict. I've got some tips on that, and I've got some resources for you. So, first and foremost, I know you hear me say it over and over and over, take care of yourself. You can't possibly get through the stressful time unless you are taking care of yourself, unless you're eating as healthy as you can, resting as much as you can. I know it's a stressful time and it's difficult to sleep, but get the rest you need. Get the exercise. Exercise will do wonders for you. It's as effective as an antidepressant. So if you're feeling depressed, I know it's going to be hard to motivate yourself, but exercise will really, really help you to fight that depression. So let's talk about, so the first thing I always tell you is take care of yourself, take care of yourself. Set some goals for yourself. If you're struggling to take care of yourself, say, hey, I'm going to walk 4 times this week. I'm going to take a walk to clear out my head. And I'm going to eat healthfully, or I'm going to opt, instead of fast food, I'm going to choose a salad on the way home. So please take care of yourself, right? And if you're a mom, I know moms want to take care of their children first. You can't take care of the babies unless you take care of mom, right? Who's going to take care of mom? Mom's got to take care of mom so she can take care of her babies. So I have a really good friend, Sam Erkonen, who is an attorney, and he's such a great attorney. And one of the things he always recommends people, he always says, take the high road. So if you are dealing with an ex and that person wants to go low and dig down in the mud and really play dirty, and you might even have cause that you want to play dirty. You have some reason that you might want to throw some mud back. But for me, when I was going through my divorce and it did get dirty, I always kind of kept in my head that when I get on the other side of it, I wanted to look back and think that I did take the high road. I wanted to come out of it and feel, for me, my priority was, I knew my ex-husband, he's a fabulous dad. He's a wonderful dad. And I never wanted to get in the way of that. So no matter what he did to me, I just kind of let that go for my kids' sake. And I just wanted to come out of this so that the relationship with the kids would be great and preserved. And I just, kind of ignored a lot of that stuff that was thrown at me. So sometimes you kind of have to think ahead on how you want to look back at your divorce. Do I want to look back and think, wow, I'm really ashamed that I did that, or I sent that text, or I sent that email? If it's something that you're going to feel ashamed of later, don't send it, don't say it, don't do it. And that goes with number 1, like, don't fall for the temptation to sink to their level. And it's going to be difficult. I didn't say it was easy. It's hard. It's hard not to ignore some of those things that are said to you, and it's easy to get sucked back into those fights, where they dig up some of those old marital issues where you never did this, you never did that, and you want to, well, you did this and you did that, but you know what? That's gone. That's neither here nor there. You got to let that go. You can't rehash the marital issues if the marriage is over. So let it go. And you don't want to take on their emotions. So don't take responsibility for his emotions. So he says, you make me so angry. You make me do this. You make me do that. Everybody's responsible for their emotions. You're responsible for your emotions. No one can make you feel any way without your permission. So if you're feeling angry, you've allowed yourself to get angry. If he's feeling angry, he's allowed himself to get angry. People can say all kinds of things about you or to you, but if you don't allow that and you don't take on that emotion, it can't harm you, right? So don't take responsibility for his emotions, because those are his emotions. He's feeling sad because you hurt him, or you did this or you did that. That's his problem. That's his issue. He's got to deal with his emotions. You've got to deal with your emotions. Another thing that, if you're dealing with someone who's particularly high conflict, avoid ultimatums. Either you do this or either you do that. And that's again another thing that my friend Sam says is, it's a compromise. And divorce is a compromise. Marriage is a compromise, but so is divorce. If you can't get your way, try to compromise and come to a way you both can get what you want. So try to not control other people through ultimatums, because that might be what he's doing. If he's particularly high conflict, you don't want to use that same tactic, because you'll both lose out. So where can you give in that maybe he can give in? So think about compromising during that way. And if not, if you're finding that he won't compromise in any way, remember that if you have an attorney, and there's a legal system for a reason. You know, a lot of times women come to me and they say, well, he says I can't do this, and he says I don't get that. No, there are things in place. There are legal things in place that help divide the marital property or put into place child support. So an ex-spouse can tell you anything they want, and they want to tell you anything because they want you to come to their way. But there are processes in place. It might take a while to get to it, but there are legal processes in place to get that child support that is deserving. Your children deserve the child support. Retirement, if you're a married couple, that retirement is going to be split for the duration of your marriage. So they can say whatever they want. You're going to have to let that all go. And you don't want to give into that negative attention too. So if you're dealing with someone who's particularly high conflict, giving them negative attention, that just feeds into that. If they're particularly if they have the personality disorders. I know the big word is narcissism, and I don't like to throw that word around. I really don't, but I know that's the big word out there right now. But there are people who thrive on attention. So again, it's all about taking control of your emotions, taking control of what you can control. And if you feed into that toxic communication and that negative emotion, even negative attention, toxic people even like negative emotion. They like positive emotion, but they'll even feed off that negative emotion. So if they know that they're getting to you, that they'll keep doing it because they know they can push your buttons. But if you just let it go, it's not gonna, not gonna let that wash off of me, then they can't get to you. So I've got some resources here for you if you're looking for some ways. So a friend of mine, a really great friend, Teresa Kula, and some great attorneys, divorce professionals, wrote this book called Stress-Free Divorce, and it gives tips on how to get through your divorce in a less stressful way. I mean, stress-free, I don't know, but less stress, some tips and some insights on how to get through it. Great book for that. Another book is, if you're dealing with someone particularly toxic or narcissistic, or someone that has some mental health issues or some personality issues, this has been a great lifesaver by Bill Eadie, a clinical social worker and mediator who works with people in high conflict divorces. And this book is really, you can tell I use it. It's got a lot of tips for splitting with someone That's high conflict. And one of the things, and I use this in a lot of my workshops and presentations, it's called BIFF. And again, I want to give him credit because he's the one that came up with that acronym, BIFF, BIFF. And how do you communicate? So when you are communicating with someone who's going to twist your words and going to start throwing emotional daggers in at you, you don't want to get into that. You don't want to get involved in that. So an acronym to remember is BIFF, brief. Okay, so you want to keep all communication. I would also recommend written. Okay, so that also, you have a record of it. So keep it brief. You want to keep it informational, informative only. You don't want to start putting in emotions. It made me so mad when you did this, or I hate that you did that, or informative. Just keep it purely informational. Your day to pick up the kids is Monday at 2 p.m. We will meet at the park. That's it. It is just brief, informational, friendly. So think of it as if you were sending an email or to a text to like a colleague. You want the tone to kind of remain friendly and firm. Okay, so that firm is where that comes in. So let's say you send a text says, I'll meet you Monday at 2 p.m. at the park to drop off the kids. That's brief, friendly, informative, firm, right? And he comes back and he says, we didn't agree to that. You always lie and you always do that. And you just repeat that. Just send it back saying, I'll see you at 2 p.m. on Monday. You just keep it purely. You don't want to get involved in that. Just let that wash over you, let it go. Don't even read it. If it starts getting nasty and ugly, don't even read, just skip down. Like I said, I'll meet you Monday, just friendly and firm. Don't get involved in that he said, she said stuff. And you'll have a record of it. And you'll come off looking like the same one, which is what you want to do. You want to look like you're in control of your emotions, so you need to get control of your emotions. So those are my tips for dealing with the ex. If you have, again, it's all about remaining in control of your emotions. And if you're struggling with coming up with strategies to help you get control of your emotions, to deal with an ex, or to deal with kids, or to deal with whatever's going on regarding your divorce, or coming up with your life after divorce, developing goals for after your divorce, feel free to contact me. You can reach out to me at terryvanover@comcast.net. You can get a free ebook at choosingtorise.com, and I'm happy to help you with any questions you might have, any resources that you want. I'm here for you. So hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.